Hey beautiful! If this is your first time here, I'm an intuitive tarot oracle reader. Now my dear, I hope you're having an amazing day and everything is going fine with you. If today's not the best day, I'm sending you tons and tons and tons of positive energy, and I hope everything will be well soon. Now guys, today I'm back with another pick a card reading. And today's pick a card reading was a suggestion of one of you guys, so thank you very much for that. And it's all about how will you recognize your future spouse. Now, I've recorded this reading already once on my channel, but I thought it's really interesting because this could also be an energy update. And yeah, let's start straight away. Let me zoom a little bit in. So as always, my dear, I have 3 pals that you can choose from. This is pal 1, this is pal 2, and this is pal 3. You can either choose the card or you can also choose the crystal above it. Now, as always, please feel free to pause the video, or you can also meditate on the cards if you feel like you need a little bit more time to choose. You will find all the timestamps in the description box, but of course also in the comment section. And if you would like or you're interested in a personal reading, you can of course feel free to email me to get further information. Lastly, my dear, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything may resonate with you. But yeah, having said that, let's begin. Hey pal 1, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, how will you recognize your future spouse? What do you need to know about it? Now first of all, my dear, I would like to start with some oracle cards, with some archetypes to first look into who your future spouse is, and yeah, which characteristics could help you into recognizing them. And then we will dive a little bit deeper with some more tarot. So let's see from my dear pile 1. I'm hearing 2 more shuffles. Let's see. Alright, okay, one last time. How will you, pile 1, recognize your future spouse? Alright, that's enough. So let's see. For my dear pile 1. Okay. Ooh, look at this powerful archetype. So the first card we have is the God archetype. Wow. All right. And then these 2 cards fell together. I'm gonna take them. We also have the Mentor archetype, and we have the Gossip archetype here. Interesting. At the back of the deck, we have the Monk Nun. Okay, my dear, please give me a moment. So, there is quite a lot we are already getting from these 3 cards, and let me start with that. One thing that you will recognize in your future spouse, I feel like it's gonna be an impression. I know this reading is not about first impressions, but I'm already getting this coming through, and it's that you're gonna see in your future spouse someone who is ready to help, especially ready to help when it comes to you. And you're just gonna feel in them that they are someone who genuinely mean it when they say that they want to help out, that they want to be of service. And I'm almost feeling that you are gonna have such a warm heart space because it's gonna touch you so deeply, seeing that this person really wants the best for you, really wants to go all the way to help you, you know, with whatever problem you may have. Maybe some of you guys used to have people around who always said they would help you, but the action, like, it never really followed. And with this person, you're gonna really see what they mean. They're not only gonna say it and then not act upon it. No, when they say something, they mean it, and you're gonna see the results. You're gonna see their behavior is really gonna match, you know, what they preach. And depending on how the situation is gonna individually unfold for you, but I do feel like in one way or another you're gonna need some kind of help. It could be career based, or let's say just something very, very small. Somehow, let's say your car, it needs to be fixed, or it can really look differently. I don't want to now go into specific messages because I just feel it as it's a very general energy. So it can really look different for each one of you. But however you are gonna need help, your future spouse is gonna really be eager to help you out with it. And it's not because they want to impress you or because they think they are good at everything and they just want to prove themselves. It genuinely comes from a very innocent heart space. They just want to always spread their kindness, and they just want to have this positive impact on others. I feel like this person, even like personally speaking, they could be someone who does love like voluntary stuff or donates money, like someone who's very engaged into maybe little projects that help people in general, someone who almost feels like they're responsible for making this world a better place. And maybe for some it's a little bit naive to think that way, but for them it's just natural, because for them we always have to do the best, right, to make an impact. And this is how they see the world, whether it's helping a stranger with their car, or whether it's donating money for some kind of a project somewhere in the world. But they really feel like it's necessarily to be a good example of what a good human being looks like. And you're gonna see this good nature in them. And this is going to be a key, characteristic, you could say, that you're going to see in your future spouse. And not only see, but genuinely appreciate about them. Maybe with the gossip energy being here, you used to have people around who weren't really like that, who were more so into their own business, and just people who were just thinking about themselves, not really open to help or anything like that. So it's a very beautiful, contradicting energy actually. For some, if you have been in previous partnerships, maybe you had a partner or an ex-girlfriend, boyfriend who was like that, who more so thought about their own needs instead of, what you also want in the relationship. So maybe it was one-sided. I feel like for some of you guys, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship, it could even be friendship-wise. You always felt like it was one-sided, like you were giving more than you were actually receiving, or your needs weren't met the same way maybe your partners were. But look at this card here. It literally says compassion, benevolence, right? So there is a lot of power in goodness. For some people, being empathic or being kind sometimes equals weakness, but that's just so sad in its way, right? I mean, it's so sad because especially in the world we're living right now, it really takes a powerful and strong heart to be good. And this person doesn't matter. Like, they don't care. If people judge them for who they are, for being good and wanting to always seek goodness in others, they don't care. But I don't feel like this is someone who allows other people to take advantage of them. Maybe in the past they found themselves between these toxic people, but now they are very careful and very conscious about who they allow into their life and who don't. But that still doesn't make them be any less kind or any less compassionate when it comes to life around us. I also feel like a lot of people actually look up to this person and their morals and the way they approach life, because it's very unique. Their kindness and good nature actually comes from experience and wisdom. Maybe this person, used to just go through life and not really bother about anything, and then they experience some kind of a heartbreak or some kind of a tower moment. Could be maybe a bad thing happening to them or a loved one, and it really shook them, and it really made them understand that life is too short, to be bitter. Life is too short to always, be fearful about what happens tomorrow. So they really start to look at life a little bit more lighthearted. And I do feel like this is someone who has a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, someone who's very knowledgeable. Could be book smart, but I feel like it's more so through their experiences in life. So there are people who look up to them. There may even be people who ask for their advice. And honestly speaking, with the mentor archetype, they could literally be a mentor for some people. Let's say they may have a niece or a nephew who really looks at them as their mentor because of all the things they've taught them, right? So when it comes to your future spouse and how you're going to recognize them, this is really all about their heart space, but at the same time, how wise they are. And that in this kindness they're holding, there is so much strength. Okay, I'm getting one message, take it how it resonates, but for some reason, it could be the case that when you and your future spouse come together, they're gonna be some people who gossip about you, or like they can't really hold their mouth. There's just something about them. Maybe you have people in your life who sometimes tend to like be in your business, or just some toxic people who can't focus on their own life and they like just to be sneaking around other people's life, right? But there is this energy here that people may want to judge you guys, but there is a clear message in here to not even bother about these people, because it's actually very easy explainable why these people do that, and it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your future spouse. It's just the fact that these people lack so much internally that they try to fill what they lack internally with spreading negativity to others. And it's really their own lack, like the lack of love they have towards themselves. And they're really hurt, like hurt people. And I'm not getting who this may be, whether it's like some kind of best friend you have, or just some family members that you can't get rid of, or maybe even an ex. But all you need to know that they don't even matter. Just focus on your own relationship, and the voices, they can say whatever they want. They will not even do something. Yeah, so people lacking things, this is a very toxic behavior. But yeah, don't worry about them. Just for you to know that, if you hear something, F it, they don't even matter. Who even cares about them? So you just focus on your own relationship. You just focus on yourself, and that's the best thing you can really do, because we will always have people in our lives or outside of our life who think that they have anything to say. Yeah, because their own lives are not interested enough, right? But let's continue now. For my dear pile 1. How will you recognize your future spouse? One last shuffle. For my dear pile 1, how will you recognize your future spouse? All right. So, how will you recognize them? Let's see. Okay. So the first card we have is the 5 of Wands. Let's continue. We have the 8 of Voices. Ooh, the Moon. Look at this beautiful card. It's just, wow. For my dear pile 1, how will you recognize your future spouse? We have the Justice card, Page of Cups. Okay, we actually have 3 cards here. I'm gonna take them. The Queen of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and we have the King of Swords. Let me see. At the back of the deck, we have the Strength card. Yeah. So as I already said, there's something so strong about this person. But, I mean, for some, it could also be physically strong. But when I say strong, I really mean what I already talked about when it comes to their heart space. This is someone who is so powerful in themselves. They cannot be shooked. They cannot be manipulated. They know who they are, they're confident in who they are, and they go by their own rhythm. They're not trying to impress others, they're not trying to live up to someone else's expectation. That's just a waste of time for them. For them, it's all about making yourself happy and being who you are. This is someone who you can like literally be your authentic self in front, because they're also living their authentic self. So they would also like to encourage you doing that as well here. Yeah. But once again, with the Strength card being the overall energy, there is a lot of power in this person's personality. And you will see that. And I don't mean that this is necessarily someone who will scream around and show off how, you know, like emotionally strong they are or something like that, like mentally strong. No, it's in a very like settled way. This may be the quiet person who observes everything and like reads everyone, but they may not say it, but internally they already are on it, you know. So they're very, very humbled when it comes to who they are. Yeah. And the reason why they are so humbled is because of this, because of their heart space. It just doesn't feel right to them, and you will never ever see them in a situation where they will feel superior to someone, because they understand that we are all equals. And this is a quote you could say that they really live up to. So it could be the case that through conversations with them, you will get glimpses when it comes to their views, and you will see how grounded they are and how humbled they are in their approach. You might, my dear pal one, okay, you will fall in love with this person's heart space. This is one thing. One way to recognize your future spouse is you will fall in love with their personality. And I feel like you really need someone like that in your life. Maybe you didn't have a lot of people around who allowed you to feel so comfortable when it comes to your heart space, when it comes to your emotions. And with this person, you didn't have to worry about someone taking advantage of them or you being vulnerable in front of them. They actually totally understand how sacred or how wonderful it is when someone trusts us that much that we can actually be vulnerable in front of them, right? And they would never ever take advantage of it. I also feel like your future spouse is someone who's very protective, and for some reason this makes me remember the Gossip card and what I told you about like some people maybe being a little bit sneaky, and so your future spouse is going to be really, really protective of your connection. And they will not let anyone else or people in general to be in your business, really. You're gonna see that. They're not just gonna accept any BS. They are gonna set boundaries and making sure that people don't cross it. Another thing that you need to know about your future spouse is that, okay, first, this is something I would like to say. There's something very unexpected about this. So when you meet your future spouse, it could be the case that you have not expected it, or let's say you are full with, or very occupied, better to say, with like responsibilities. You're just making your own like dreams come true and not really that much thinking about love. And yeah, then there will come through very unexpectedly. But another thing that you will see in your future spouse and really love about them, actually, and another characteristic with which you can recognize them for who they are, is that your future spouse is someone who, no matter what life throws at them, they always go beyond that. So it could be the case that you guys talk with each other about like the past and where you may come from, right? And they share with you certain aspects of their life who, yeah, pretty dark, or at some point they felt really helpless. You're gonna see that, and you're gonna be so impressed with this person, because no matter what they went through, they always went out victorious. And as I have already said, we recognize how beautiful this person's heart space is, right? But the darkness that they have encountered in life was never able to take this light away from them, to take the light in their heart space away. So the negative energies, the negative events and aspects of their past have never been able to make their heart turn into ice. And this is something you're gonna love about them, okay? Like, there is no other way to say it. Your future spouse has an incredible sense of fairness. They are incredibly fair. If this is someone who, let's say, like other people work for them, they're gonna be a super kind and good boss, or they're gonna be so fair when it comes to the workspace, because this is someone who wants to see people thrive. They don't think like, okay, I don't want my friend to do better than me. This is not how they think. They would love to see everyone do good, and they really want to encourage that. And once again, this is really a characteristic of someone who's very, very powerful and very self-aware internally. That the greatness of others doesn't shock them, or the greatness of others doesn't make them feel any less. And this is, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Someone who is very, very powerful. And coming back, fairness is a huge thing here. I also feel like when we talk about your guys' relationship, it's gonna be a very fair relationship. In the way, let's say, who does what, or who takes what kind of responsibilities, how much you're gonna compromise, right? Because relationships are compromises. And it's always about making it equal, not one person sacrificing more than the other. Very, very healthy, like very, very well balanced out here. With the moon card being here, this is really the confirmation for me that for some of you guys, you're actually going to keep this relationship a secret. Now, this can have several reasons. Let me first start with that. Maybe for some of you guys, you indeed have a lot of sneaky people around. Could be parents, could be friends, or relatives, whoever. And you just want to make sure that people stay out of your business, and therefore you're not going to share this relationship with anyone or with a lot of people, not really public. It's more so something private. For others, maybe there is a cultural reason why you're gonna keep this a secret. But this can also indicate that you're gonna be very secretive with your relationship, in a way that you're not gonna just share everything about it. So yes, maybe people know that you are together, but it could have this protective energy about it, to maybe not share everything on social media, or not just, like share aspects of your relationship with everyone. So you are to an extent gonna hold it very deeply, like near your heart and a little bit secretive, so you just don't have to deal with like those people who think that they can interfere with everything in your life. Now I don't know why this message came through, but maybe for some, once again, take it how it resonates, because this is a general reading. You may have really people around who are just like too much to bear, like seriously. Yeah. But these people are not gonna whatsoever influence you guys. No, 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 no. They could never. You don't want to hold these people away because you fear that they may, influence your relationship. No, you guys know that the people outside of you could never. You just do that because you want to have peace of mind, right? You just don't want to deal with those kind of BS. So don't worry about it, because your relationship is like stronger than that, without any doubt. Another thing, another characteristic in your future spouse, they're gonna be from the beginning very, very honest. And I feel like you're gonna appreciate their honesty, my dear Padawan. They're just gonna say it the way it is. They are gonna approach you very, very transparent and tell you as an example, okay, I'm looking for this kind of relationship, or I really see in you someone who could be a potential partner. They're just gonna say things the way they are. And this is also another thing that you will recognize in your future spouse, that they are just, I'm hearing brutally honest, but I'm not getting yet any like hurtful honesty coming through. I just feel like for them, they see it as their duty to always be transparent. So there are no misunderstandings and people always know where they stand. That's really what I'm getting here. Yeah. So, my dear Pal 1, this is actually all I have for you. Please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. And, if for some of you guys you already know your future spouse, or you're already married and this resonated with you, please let me know. I'm very eager to know. It's very something interesting. And yeah, my dear, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, or you're just interested in more information regarding it, you could feel free to email me. Also, my dear, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and make sure to also hit the bell, because otherwise you will not know when I up a new pick a card or candle wax reading. At last, my dear, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, my channel's Instagram account is in the description box down below, and of course I invite you there as well. But yeah, my dear Pal 1, take care, my love. Hey Pal 2, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, how will you recognize your future spouse? Now, my dear, I'm going to start with some oracle cards, and then we will dive a little bit deeper into some tarot. So let's see, for my dear Pile 2, how will you recognize your future spouse? Let's see. For my dear Pile 2, for my dear Pile 2, all right. One more shuffle for my dear Pile 2. Okay, how will you recognize your future spouse? Let's see. Okay, so the first card we have is the Angel archetype. Let's get you one more card. Wow, and you have the Lover. Look at this combination. That's just, wow. At the back of the deck, we have the Messiah archetype. Yeah, sure. Look at that. Like, such loving and peaceful energies here. Wow. So let me start straight away, because this is very, very easy to explain. How will you recognize your future spouse? You will recognize them through the way they make you feel. And how will they make you feel? They make you feel unconditionally loved. And I'm not talking about like they make you feel loved like everyone else. No. There is something so unique and special about this energy here. You're gonna feel how much devoted they are to you and how much appreciation they hold for you. If you are watching this for some and you've already been in previous relationships, this is going to be nothing, absolutely nothing like the previous ones. This is not about, being in a relationship with someone and then, yeah, like having a good time, yeah, loving each other, of course, as well, but it doesn't really stay. It's not like not the kind of loves who are conditional, they are just as long there as long, the partners can get something out of the other. This is not this energy here. This is all about your future spouse seeing you and recognizing the beauty that you have within and outside, seeing your good nature, seeing your good heart, and really they can't even control falling in love with you, my dear. This is just all about, honestly, okay, this is for me the energy of a spiritual connection and the energy of falling in love with each other, but also recognizing that this person is someone very special in our life. And when we talk about it in a spiritual union kind of way, it's all about because you guys already know each other, because this is not, let's say, per se the first time that you're coming together. And the recognition energy in your pile, my dear pile 2, is big. So honestly, saying it in one sentence, how will you recognize your future spouse? Well, you will recognize them. There is this instant recognition. You will sense that they are someone you already know. Even if it's the first time you've met, you're just gonna click. And not only that, they're gonna bring out those emotions inside of you that you may have never really experienced. So this is screaming, okay? This energy is screaming soulmate. Or for some of you guys, if you resonate with that term, it can also be twin flame connections here. Oh yeah, also with the, I am saying the whole time like spiritual union, but I totally like forgot that there's literally angel written in here. So this is not about this card being here. It's really about the energy, okay? I'm not saying this because we have the angel archetype here, no. Because that doesn't necessarily have to mean anything. It's the love and it's the overall vibe that I'm receiving here. And another thing, you're gonna recognize in your future spouse how passionate they are towards you. And honestly speaking, I feel like you have never felt that loved by anyone. You've never felt that appreciated by anyone. You've never felt that much passion coming from someone. And it's not only about them loving you, but it's kind of also you starting to fall in love with yourself. They're not only gonna make you fall in love with them, but it's kind of like this vibrational match in which you recognize how much, I'm sorry, not vibrational match, vibrational shift, in which you're gonna recognize how much love there actually is on earth. All of a sudden, you kind of see the glass half full, then half empty, let's say, per se. And you also chose the Empress archetype, right? And for me, the Empress archetype, there is also something about it when it comes to you. So first of all, the Empress archetype for me can also signify beauty. So I feel like when it comes to your future spouse, you're really gonna love how they look. So physical attraction with you guys is there as well. Not only that, with the passionate energy that I'm receiving, it's also the intimate connection. Intimate attraction is also here. With the Empress for me, one meaning it has very like dear to me is it always gives me the impression of our greatest version. And this is really something that I personally associate with the card. So I really feel like this connection is actually gonna help you evolve and help you move into becoming your greatest version even more. And this is why I said this is not only about the love we share with someone else, but this is also about the love we share with ourselves. Because first love is self love, right? So this is not the energy of something codependent that, you know, you just are trying to fill this void that you have with the love someone else gives you. No. In fact, you give yourself the love because you see how lovable you are. And yeah, wow. Wow, wow. Another thing, yeah, look at that. Helping those in need with no expectation of return. This, again, no expectation of return in a way is really this unconditional energy, right? To love someone not because you expect anything, but just because you want to. Pile 2, I haven't had so much love in a reading for a very long time. So when I say that it's incredible, I really mean it. But you know what? I'm actually hearing that you deserve it. If sometimes you may ask yourself whether you deserve love, like, don't even question that, okay? If there have been people in your life who have made you feel some type of way because of their own insecurities that they have projected on you, don't allow these people to bring you out of your balance, of your center. And I know this sounds so much easier than like it actually is, but you are so lovely, and you bring or you're attracting someone like that into your life because you absolutely deserve it, because you have this love space yourself, because you yourself are someone who has so much love to give. And okay, there is a small advice here that if you want to attract this person into your life or sooner into your life, concentrate on your self-love journey. This is all about you loving yourself first. The more you love yourself, the more you appreciate yourself, you're kind to you, the faster you will also manifest people into your life who will treat you the same way. And this is very important because we can't be bad at ourselves and then expect someone else to be good, right, to us. We always need to set an example when it comes to how we want to be treated. And in your particular case, show yourself how much you deserve to be loved. And I don't mean in a like toxic, like positive way, but really in a genuine way, to recognize how wonderful you are, and that all those negative programmings and insecurities that society or people around you have put into you, they are not you. You are so much more than that, okay? So let's now dive a little bit deeper into this topic, and let's see, my dear, how will you recognize your future spouse? So for you, my dear pal 2, we already have a lot of indicators as well coming through when it comes to your own journey, but we still want to get some things about your future spouse, right? Because this is what this reading is all about. So let's see. For my dear pile 2, how will you recognize your future spouse? Yeah, look at that. See, you got the High Priestess. I'm sorry, I just need to talk about this for a moment. You have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is also this intuitive knowing. So this is this intuitive knowing, and this recognition. You just recognize this person. You may not know why, or maybe now you do because you are getting some glimpses regarding this, but it's just a fact. Being with them just feels like you have already known them. An intuitive hint. For my dear, pile 2. So the first card is the Wheel card, the Ten of Wands. How will you recognize your future spouse? For my dear, how will you recognize your future spouse, my dear? For my dear pile 2, how will you recognize your future spouse? Look at that. Wow. We have the Two of Cups here, and okay. With the Two of Cups being here and the energy that I already received, there is one word that came into my mind. Now, take it how it resonates because, or better to say one sentence. As I said, take it how it resonates because not everyone may believe in that. And yeah, you need to see for yourself. But I just heard love at first sight. And I feel like this love at first sight is very influenced through this recognition that we already talked about. You recognize this person and you have the feeling that you know them, but it's more than that. It's kind of like you already have this emotional bond with them. And this emotional bond is there because you guys already have something, which could be over lifetimes, or when we talk about like soul family energy here. So this is really all about already being together. Maybe not in the physical world, maybe this is the first time you are gonna meet when it comes to the 3D, but energetically, maybe even 5D wise, you're connected. For my dear pile 2, look at this. The Empress came out again. I mean, are you kidding me? Yeah, my dear. This is... wow. This is probably the most significant relationship that you will ever have with someone. So many cards. Like, 10 cards fall out. Please, not so many. For my dear pile 2, how will you recognize your future spouse? Okay, wow, we also got the Emperor. Look at that. We have the Empress and the Emperor. These are divine counterparts. 7 of Wands, 5 of Cups. And we have the Devil. At the back of the deck, we have the Star card. Look at that. What a hopeful energy here. In fact, okay, there's one thing that I heard with the Star card being here. Take it how it resonates. But I heard that some of you guys may be resonating with the term starseeds or light workers. And that some of you guys actually came to Earth to help and raise the consciousness, or make this place a better place for future generations, or maybe even to literally do some spiritual work. And yes, for some of you guys, this is a union in which you came together to fulfill this purpose. I'm getting here major twin flame energies. I'm just gonna say it, so see how it resonates. Now let me start with that. Even if it doesn't look like it, my dear, like for those of you guys who may have not met this person yet, you may have been like waiting and getting very impatient. It may just be like so annoying to you, the amount of time that you feel like is being wasted, but nothing is being wasted. In fact, the development that you went through throughout your lifetime alone, this is how it was supposed to be. Because with the wheel card, this can signify divine timing, and the divine timing card can definitely sometimes be seen as very annoying, or people may have a very hard time with it. But as this card already shows, like, we go through cycles in our life, and we need to, because every cycle brings growth and brings so much opportunity for us to see the bigger picture. So know that this divine timing in here is like, you are on the right path regarding that. Okay, you have not missed someone or something like that. Just focus on you. We have got this message now multiple times. Focus on you and on your self-love journey, on becoming your greatest version, okay? On working on your dreams, or whatever it may be that you want, right? Because we are all individuals, and our greatest version may look very, very different depending on who we are and what we seek in life. But this is really what you should be focusing on. So don't worry when it comes to your love life, okay? Things are coming together. Now, you will recognize this person in, or better to say, how will you recognize this person? This is someone who's very practical, someone who's analytical, someone who likes to see things logically as well. If there is a problem, this person will look at it, observe it, and find a solution. They have a solution mind. Like, I feel like there is nothing that this person may have encountered that made them feel helpless. They just have this emperor energy about them, in which whatever comes into their way, they will find, something that they can make out of it. This is who they are. And they are also someone who's very responsible, so it could be the case that work is really huge for them, that they have a lot of things that they need to take care of when it comes to their workspace. For some of you guys, this is also someone who loves to do sports or is very fit, I'm hearing. The devil energy could even be the case that this person at times is very addicted to their work, or addicted to always go to the next level, because this is the kind of energy of someone who wants to always upgrade themselves, right? To become their greatest version. Yeah, once again, my dear pal, too, the key things in here are, how will you recognize your future spouse? Through the way they make you feel. Because they will make you feel really, really, really loved. I also see that you will fall in love with this person's smile. So when it comes to their physical traits, how you will maybe recognize them, or what will really stand out for you when it comes to them, it's their smile. Because when their smile reaches their eyes, and it's such a genuine gesture. For those of you guys who have had some bad experiences when it comes to love, like emotional grief, or let's say if you had a previous partner who wasn't really the best, those negative experiences are not going to be in the way of you opening up to them, because this connection is too intense and too loving, that those negative energies could come in the way. Those negative excess could be between you and this connection, okay? So don't worry about that. With the Star card, once again, this is a very hopeful connection. You guys came here to create. By the way, we have the Empress coming through twice, and the Empress is all about creation. So for some of you guys, you are going to create something together, And for many of you, I feel like it's a union in which you will help others. You will be serving the planet or helping other people, maybe even just putting an example of what a good relationship can be. But you will have a very positive influence on other people's lives. Let me put it that way. And of course, with double Empress being here, you will also help each other into becoming your greatest version, bring the best out of each other. Such a beautiful experience to have with a loved one, really. Yeah. But this is actually all I have for you, my dear pal, too. Yeah, I just, I can't even talk because there is so much love that I'm feeling, and this is definitely my favorite pile. I mean, just so beautiful. And there is this spiritual aspect in here. You guys may even together go through your spiritual journeys. This is a blessing, okay? This is a blessing. This is all I'm gonna say. So yeah, my dear pal too, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading, and if there is something that resonated with you, definitely feel free also to let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you haven't liked and subscribed, you can feel free to do so. Also, if you're subscribed, please don't forget to hit the bell, because otherwise you will not know when I upload pick a card or a candle wax reading. Also, my dear, if you are interested in a personal reading or you just would like to get further information regarding one, you can also feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, if you would like to connect with me even more on Instagram, my channel's Instagram account you can find in the description box, and of course I invite you there as well. But yeah, my dear pal too, take care, my love. Hey pal 3, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, how will you recognize your future spouse? Now first of all, my dear, I will get you some archetype oracle cards, and then we will dive a little bit deeper into the topic with some tarot. So let's see, for my dear pile 3, how will you recognize your future spouse? For my dear pile 3, how will you recognize them? Let's see. How will you recognize them? One last shuffle. All right. So let's see. Okay, so the first card we have is the King archetype. For my dear pile 3, how will you recognize your future spouse? All right, I'm hearing one more card, which is interesting. Okay, pile 1 also got 3 cards. All right, and there's the third one, and you got the Teacher archetype. Okay. So, my dear pile 3, how will you recognize your future spouse? So first of all, let me start with that. Your future spouse is someone who is very well respected. That's the first thing I'm seeing here. I feel like they are someone who have already achieved some things in their life. Now, achievements or success in general, I know we as a modern day world, we've made some meanings around what success means, right? And most of the time success is more so referred to in a financial sense, right? That someone successful is when, they have this amount of money, or they have this kind of car, or they have this house, right? But when we think about success, it's actually something very, very individual, because success can mean something very, very different to, different people. And for this person, I am seeing that they feel very, very successful in their life. Now, I feel like they have achieved certain things that they have been working towards for quite some time now. This is the kind of person who's not scared of, following their dreams, even if it may take them 10 years, 10 plus years to achieve them. They don't care, because for them, the journey itself is also the goal, and they actually have a lot of fun when it comes to achieving whatever they are, like going after. But what I'm seeing here is that they are living a life that they actually looked forward to for years. And yes, I do feel like they are financially comfortable, but it's not only that. Internally, they're also so confident and so in peace with who they are. This is a leader. This is someone who can impact other people. As an example, they could actually be motivating others. So, this is someone who may love to give motivational speeches, or let's say people approach them when they don't really know where to go, like, what to do. And they just know how to lift up people's spirits and how to make them determined again and just motivated to go out there and just to keep going. The same way, let's say, a king has to do that with their soldiers, right? Or with like people who look up to them. And I just feel like this person knows exactly what to say to make other people feel good about themselves. So this is someone who will focus on people's strength and really make them understand how awesome they are. Like, this person could even be a motivational speaker, honestly, but I do feel like this is something they more so do privately, and they are very well respected. Like, this is something I'm getting over and over again. Someone who's also responsible, who may be in charge of different things, maybe even like career wise, someone who has a very good position. Maybe this is the position they've worked for very, very long, but overall speaking, they're just living their best life. Like, there's no other way to say it. They are following their dreams, uplifting themselves, believing in themselves. Okay, belief is very, very powerful. Maybe this person in the past did not have a lot of people believing in their dreams and goals, but that wasn't even important to them, because for them, as long as they see the potential in themselves and as long as they go and do whatever it takes to achieve those, they're happy. But it's really funny because let's say this person had people in their life who talk them out of things. This person is someone who will actually motivate others to go after, the desires. Like, even if they have not been treated like that, they do it because they understand how powerful it can actually be when we say the right things and, yeah, the good things to others. That they can actually influence, right? Another thing I'm seeing here is that this is someone who's very, very skilled, okay, in their work. So someone who may either be very naturally good at whatever they are working as, or someone who may have gathered a lot of different skills, qualifications, and so on to actually be on that level. Because I really feel like this person, when it comes to their career and what they can, is on a very good level. It could even be the case that they like to teach others. Let's say if this person does something very, very well, they may want to help others also develop those skills or also become better. This is the kind of spouse who will always make you feel good about yourself, but not in a superficial way, but in a way that you will want to, thrive for more. You will be motivated to not play small, but to actually go after what it is that you feel drawn towards. To not let your fears or insecurities come in the way. This is also someone, my dear Pal 1. I'm sorry, why did I say Pal 1? Pal 3. Maybe for some you were also, attracted to pile 1. If this is the case, then of course feel free to watch it. But what I was about to say, my dear pile 3, is that this can also be someone who will help you with leaving your comfort zone, to understanding that someone being outside doesn't necessarily have to be something scary. Like, if we leave our comfort zone, yes, we're definitely in a different environment, but this environment can actually help us to grow. And just because we don't know where it leads doesn't mean that it's something bad, or that leaving our comfort zone is something bad, right? So that will help you. This will actually, they can literally be a teacher, like your teacher, not like, okay, literally, more so like they can be like a teacher for you. They can teach you a lot. Maybe for some of you guys, you are very attracted towards people who seem very experienced, very knowledgeable. You like to learn things. You like to have a spouse who can teach you stuff. Then this is actually a great combination here, because I feel like you will not only have very deep conversations with your spouse, even maybe like philosophical, or also like out there conversations. It just feels like you can talk about anything together. It's not only the conversations, but it's also really the acting, They also support you so much. And wow. This is the kind of spouse someone needs when they want to follow their dreams and heart's desires, because they will understand it totally and they will give you the freedom to do so. At the same time, they will also help you to maybe create those skills that are needed for it. So very beautiful combination here, for sure. But let's actually dive a little bit deeper now into the topic. So for my dear pile 3, you literally actually have the star card as your pile selection card, right? And the star card is a card of hope and of wishes and dreams as well. So maybe you guys have certain desires that you really would like to accomplish. Maybe for now you are playing small because you're not quite sure whether you can actually make it or whether your abilities and skills are enough. But this reading is actually, I'm hearing literally from your spirit guides, okay? This is an advice for you that you can make it. And what is important is your self-belief. Because the one person who believes that they can and the one person who believes that they cannot, they're both probably right about themselves. So who do you want to be? So let me see. For my dear pile 3, how will you recognize your future spouse? One more shuffle. How will you recognize them? All right, that's enough. For my dear pile 3, how will you recognize your future spouse? Oops. Okay, look at that. The Hanged Man and the Two of Swords. Now let me talk about this for a second here. This is exactly something I'm also getting. Maybe for some of you guys, you are a little bit indecisive, or you're not very quite sure about your life, where you are heading, about your career, whether you should go for something safe or whether you should just try taking a leap of faith regarding something you're passionate about or something you love. And there is this very indecisive energy in here. And then we have the Hanged Muse or the Hanged Man. And this combination is actually showing me that your future spouse will help you into a shift of perspective, okay? I'm sorry, perception. A change of perception here. As an example, if you have so far only seen your weaknesses, they will help you into seeing your strength. If you so far thought that you can only live this kind of life, they will help you into wanting more, and not only wanting more, but actually going after it. A lot of motivation here, my dear. A lot of motivation. But let's continue. So we have the Ace of Pentacles here as well. For my dear pile 3. Queen of Swords. Wow, 9 of Cups. Beautiful. For my dear pile 3, how will you recognize your future spouse, my dear pile 3? Let's see. Okay. And we have the High Priestess. And we have the 7 of Swords. At the back of the deck, we have the 4 of Swords here. So, all right. So how will you recognize them? Another thing that I'm seeing when it comes to your future spouse is that your future spouse is someone who will come with a solid offer. They will come pretty like straightforward, and this is someone who values security, and they will come through with a very secure offer. So I feel like this is also someone who will look for a long-term relationship, and they will let you know. They will let you know that what they are looking for is long-term commitment here. But I don't feel like this is something you will not be open for. You will perhaps even look for the same thing here. Yeah, with the High Priestess. You will also want the same, I feel like. Your future spouse is also someone who doesn't tolerate any BS, and you're gonna see that. This is someone who has a lot of self-respect, and if they feel like someone steps over their boundaries or someone is trying to play dirty with them, they will not hesitate. This person is very fast into cutting people out of their life, not because they feel they are better than someone else, but because they understand what kind of behavior they deserve. And when they feel like they have someone in their life who's sneaky, who is just pretending, who's fake, who has actually negative intentions towards them. So what's the reason then to keeping these kind of energies around? They don't see any reason for that. Yeah, they will cut them off. I feel like this person may have had experiences with these kind of people, and this is why they are super sensitive when it comes, to like meeting people who fit into this mold. So yeah, they're very aware. I feel like this is someone who in general is pretty knowledgeable when it comes to people. They can read people. They have this intuitive knowing, whether someone is just playing games or whether, let's say, very simply said, a smile is genuine, or whether it's just a fake mask. It can start with that. They sense it. They sense when the smile doesn't reach the eye, or when someone may say something but the vibe they're giving off is actually something very, very different. And they don't just see that and forget about it. No, they really take notes. And when they feel like, yeah, this is someone who is not real, then yeah, they don't need that. Because this is someone who's very, very real, okay? Someone who's honest, someone who also wants the best for others. So when they have people around who are not like that, who actually want the worst for them, I mean, who would want to have these kind of people around anyways, right? But looking into how you will recognize this person, they will give you a lot of space, my dear pal 3. You will not feel suffocated, or you will not feel trapped in this relationship. Yes, it's a relationship, and commitments also need compromises and a lot of management and so on. However, they will not make you feel trapped. And I feel like for some of you guys, this is actually something you need. You want to be in connections in which you feel free, and you will feel like you are still your own person. You can still have your own hobbies, you can still have your own friends, and so on. And this is such a healthy thing to have, right? And I feel like freedom makes you happy. Having your own space makes you happy. And with this person, you don't have to fear not having that. Another thing, another way that you will recognize your future spouse is that they are someone who's very nurturing, very soothing. Maybe it's for some, maybe it's even their voice. Maybe they have a very soothing and calming voice. But I really feel like they are always making sure that you are safe and sound. You know, this is the kind of partner who will check on you, call you, not excessively in a way that you really feel like bothered. That's not what I'm talking about. Remember, they give you a lot of freedom, but they will still make you feel like cared for. They will still make you appreciated, like feel appreciated. As an example, you will never question where you stand with this person because they are so open with how they feel towards you. And let me see. Another thing when it comes to your future spouse, if there's something bothering you, you don't have to be afraid or think twice about whether you should reach out to your spouse and tell them or not. There's a lot of transparency, but just in general, you will feel so comfortable with your future spouse that no matter what you are going through, you will want to share it with them. And in fact, as I already said, this is someone who has a solution mind, which means that they just very naturally, like their mind works into finding solutions. And if you have a problem you are struggling with, they would want you to approach them and they would want you guys together to to figure something out so you can actually feel lighter again, or you will have actually an answer to your problem. Once again, they will help you big time when it comes to your own achievements. They will be your cheerleader, but they will also be your teacher when it comes to advices. You will ask for their advice many times because, you will just see that this is someone who knows what they're talking about. And this is why I said I feel like other people also are gonna go to them for advice. It could even be the case that for some of you guys, this is a counselor or this is someone who works in these kind of fields in which they need to help others. But if it doesn't necessarily resonate on a professional level, this is just something they really like to do, like privately speaking. In their private life, their friends, family, and so on, their partner approaches them for help. And they love that. They would never ever feel like bothered or something like that. They love to be of service and they actually find it also so soothing that there are people who trust them and really care about their maybe sense of judgment or fairness or just in general that someone approaches them for help. It makes them really, really happy. Yeah. And another thing I'm hearing is that this comes from your spirit guides, my dear. Get ready for changes. This is something I'm also hearing for you. Changes are around the corner for you. All right? But this is actually all I have for you, Pile 3. I'm not receiving anything else. So please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading and if there is something that resonated with you or if there's something you would like to share. Please feel free to let us know in the comment section below. Also, my dear, like and subscribe if you haven't. If you subscribe, please don't forget to hit the bell because otherwise you will not know when I upload a card or candle wax reading. Also, my dear, if you're interested or just curious regarding a personal reading with me, you can of course feel free to email me as well to get further information. Lastly, my dear, if you would like to connect with me even more, you can feel free to follow me on Instagram as well. You will find the link in the description box. But my dear Pal 3, I'm sending you much love and much positive energy, and I hope you're having a beautiful day or of course a beautiful night depending on where you are right now. But my dear Pal 3, take care, my love.